Welcome back to the Avenue, and thank you for coming in. For my new viewers, I want to say welcome, and to the ones that's returning viewers, I want to say thank you for coming back. On this channel, we talk about real money, we talk about real life, and we talk about building real wealth. And today, have you heard something that you heard a long time ago? You don't even know who told it to you, but you held on to that belief even though it may have been wrong. It's something you just can't get out of your mind, and you're thinking, oh no, this is what I was told and this is what I think is really happening. We're going to check out some of those things that are keeping people from building wealth just by their mindset, by what they were told, but it's really not true. We're going to jump into 7 of those things today so you will know the truth about the wealth building system. Stay tuned. Now let's jump right in. This first one, I don't honestly know if it's just an excuse or if people truly believe this, but people are often say, I need a lot of money to start investing. That is absolutely false, not true. In today's world, with the apps that you have on your phone that you can use, even Charles Schwab has a system for this. You can actually buy fractional shares starting with $1. You don't need a lot of money to start investing. You just need to start investing. Now, when you go up in some of the other funds, such as like a mutual fund, you may need $1,000. Some of these other funds may take $500 just to get started. But to get started in just investing in stock or crypto, anything like that, $1 is all you need. You can put $1 in every day. You can put $1 in every week. You can move it up to $5, $10, $25. Of course, the more you invest, the more you have the opportunity to make more off of your money. But just to think that, oh, I need to save up $5,000, $10,000 before I can start investing, that is absolutely not true. So we need to release that either excuse or reason that you really thought that was true. That's not true. And in today's world, you guys, we need to stop believing the stuff that somebody told you. You don't even know who told it to you. You don't know where it came from. There's no proof of that you need a lot of money to start investing. You just need to get started investing. That's the most important thing. Start with what you have and continue on a consistent basis, putting money in, and then watch that money grow. You're losing out, especially with inflation. If you're not investing somewhere, you're losing out big time on wealth building. Second myth is, I need to time the market. False. Wrong idea, bad idea for sure. Trying to time the market, nobody knows when the market is going to go up or go down. We know from this year, anything comes out of the White House, the market may go up, it may go down. They signal us sometimes as to when to buy, when to potentially sell, depending on what stock you have, because it depends on a lot of things. You cannot guess. Even the people at the New York Stock Exchange, they don't know when the market is going up or down. It's just going up and down. The thing is to get a solid company, invest in a solid company, and let your money ride. Your time in the market beats timing the market. Yes, if the market dips and there's a company that I really, really like, I really truly believe in, and there is no reason except for something coming out of the White House that it should have dipped, I'm going to go in and purchase. But I'm not going to just wait around for that dip to happen. I purchased some of these stocks back a long time ago, a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, when they were lower and nothing was happening. They were just going sideways. And if I would have waited for them to dip, they were going sideways and they started creeping up. But I was buying because I liked the company. I liked the value of the company. I did my research. It was a solid company. And this was the way things were going. So I made that investment. Then it started going up. I started making money, more money than I could have made with it sitting in a bank account, even a high interest bearing bank account. I made more money in the stock market with that money than I could have with it sitting in a bank account. So we're losing out if we're waiting for something to drop to buy. And some people panic sell because when it starts going down, they start selling. And when it gets real low and it's like, well, maybe it's not worth anything, they sell too early, then it goes back up. So let's stop waiting on timing the market, whether it's going to be up, whether it's going to be down. If you believe in a company, stick to it. Now, there are traders out there that do swing trades, that do option trades and all this kind of stuff. I don't do that yet. But they know you have to know what you're doing if you're going to do something like that, because you're betting on the future, whether it's going to go up or down. That's not what this video is about. But just waiting around for something to drop. And then sometimes you guys, it drops and you guys still don't make a move on it. You know, we just had a drop recently in the stock market and people were wondering, oh, what's going on with the stock market? Is it about to crash? All these things come into play. Make a decision and invest or lose out. And this is not investment advice or anything. That's my suggestion to you. I'm not your financial advisor, but make a decision on something that you truly believe in and invest and let it ride. Over the years, I've realized for some people, sometimes it's not about the financial knowledge that you have. It's not about the spreadsheets, not about the budget. It's not about the math. It's about the mindset. Ever feel like money is controlling you instead of the other way around? You're not alone. Most people struggle with saving, spending, and building security, but it doesn't have to stay that way. That's why I created the Well in Wealth Financial Therapy Cards, a deck of 70 powerful, thought-provoking questions that help you uncover how you really think, feel, and act with money. These aren't just cards. They're conversation starters, clarity builders, and a step toward the confidential financial future you deserve. So if you're ready to break free from financial stress and start making money work for you, click the link below and grab your deck today. Made just for you. Now, back to the video. The next myth that's out there, and this is investing, is individual stocks are better than index funds or mutual funds. And I would say I don't necessarily disagree with this 100%, but if you want to go the safer route and a route that'll be more consistent for you, the route that won't give you heart attacks or heart palpitations if something drops, because when you're putting your money on one single stock, it could go up, it could go down, it could be very volatile. And if you're going to watch that thing every day and not truly believe that it's the right stock for you, that's not the right thing to do, because you will pull out at the wrong time. Index funds have a lot of stocks in there. So you may get a myriad of 500 funds. You may get a myriad of 200 or 300 funds, and they will all work together. Some may go down, some may go up, but you won't find yourself with huge drops or huge raises. It would be pretty much consistently going up and up and up. Because if you look at the stock market over the years that it's been out there, it dips, but it goes up. It's constantly going up, constantly going up. So keep that in mind, and don't just believe that, oh, I just need to buy a whole bunch of individual stocks in order to make this thing work for me. I would say, and I'm not giving you advice again, you may want to have your basis on index fund as a basis. And if you want, once you get a basis down of this is how much money I really want in the stock market, then if you want to start picking and choosing some stock, you can do that. It's just about, how you look at risk and how you're able to take risk. But I don't want anybody to get in and lose a lot of money, or if it goes down and you think you're going to lose some money, that's not the right thing to do. But if you hang on, there are some solid stocks out there, solid index funds, that if you put your money in it over the years, you will win. Now, some of your favorite gurus out there that's been on YouTube and been doing this for a while believe this, but the myth is all debt is bad debt. And as you can, if you follow me, you know that I'm 100% against consumer debt. Anything on a credit card that you have to make payments on, or anything such as car payments for a length of time, I'm not in favor of. But the debt that you're buying assets, if you're buying into a business, if you're buying into a home, if you're buying into a rental property, those are good assets. If you're paying, not overpaying, but if you're paying into a college fund, that is a good debt. Like if you're paying off your college fund, that's a good debt to have. Now, like I said, for college, you don't want to overpay. Go to college for free if you possibly can. But if you're investing in yourself, your education, even now, today, I'm taking classes and I have to pay for these classes. I put them on my credit card and I pay them off immediately, right? So all debt is not necessarily bad debt. It's the debt that you get into over your head that you continue to pay the minimum amount on. You don't pay it off every month. That can be bad debt. That's consumer debt. I would 100% stay away from that totally. If you buy a car, you put a certain amount down and you can actually afford to make those payments without it affecting your budget, without it affecting what you're investing, that potentially could be good debt as long as you're focusing on paying it off sooner than later. Even my rental property, even my mortgages, I focus on paying those off. I don't want any long-term debt on me for any length of time. I like to be free, okay? So a lot of people got in trouble, back in 2008, 2007, when the market fell out of the real estate, the bottom fell out of the real estate market because they were over leveraged. I don't want to be over leveraged. If something were to happen, I want to make sure I could, if I needed to, I could liquidate and get some money out of it. So I'm not going to be so far in debt with any property or anything else that I don't have enough equity that I could sell and still be free of that property with some money coming back into my pocket. So let's do the smart thing when it comes to that. But all debt is not necessarily bad debt. Okay, now this next one, some of you all might fight me on, but credit cards are evil. That's what some people believe, that credit cards are 100% evil. I am not on that bandwagon at all. Credit cards is a piece of plastic. What you do with the credit card, how you handle the credit card, that's up to the person that has possession of that credit card. I have credit cards for convenience sake. I have credit cards because I'm getting points and money on those credit cards that I use at the end of the year. You all know I use my money at the end of the year to buy Christmas gifts, so I don't come out of pocket with any Christmas money. Then they don't get any interest from me whatsoever off of these credit cards that I have, right? So I pay them off each and every month, zero balance every month. And what do I put on them? I put on them utility bills, things that I would be writing a check or paying out of my account anyway. I put stuff like that on it. If I have to do something with Amazon and I know I have the money, I put that on there. I watch my credit cards like a hawk because I like to do that. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can check them 4 times a month, once a week. You can check them twice a month to see how they are. Make sure you don't go over whatever amount that you know that you can afford to pay for that credit card. But credit cards are not evil. It's the people that don't know how to handle the credit cards. That's the thing. And they're not evil. They just don't know how to handle a credit card. You can benefit from a credit card, goes to your benefit. So I'm of the opinion that if I can make money, I don't care what kind of credit card, if I can make money from it without paying interest, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use it to my advantage. I'm going to use it to my benefit because I know how to handle a credit card, and there's no guru, nobody else online, offline, whatever, is going to tell me what to do with a credit card because I know how to use a credit card. You can see I'm quite passionate about the credit card thing, but I know how to use it. Haven't paid interest on a credit card, you guys, in probably 30, 35 years. I just don't do it. It makes me itch if I have to pay interest on almost anything except for a mortgage. So I stay out of debt like that and use my credit cards to my advantage. But if you know how to use a credit card is not evil. It's a piece of plastic. That's what it is. Okay, before we move on to the next myth, it's not a myth for you to hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as I'm bringing it to you. You're going to like this next myth. This next myth sounds noble for you to say it, but I don't believe in this at all. But it's people go around and say money's not important. And that's a noble thing to say. If they think money's not important, that's on them. But if it's not important, give me your money and do without. Money is not everything. Don't get me wrong. Money is not everything, but it gives you options. It touches pretty much everything else that is important to you. So let's not get it twisted. Money is very important in your life, and money will give you options of things that you can do differently than other folks if you have the money to do them. So, money to a broke person is probably a lot more important than money is to someone who has the money because they have it out there. But equally, it's important to both of those. You cannot function without money, and the Bible even says money answers all things. So if money, there's something out there, think about the things that you need. Think about the things that you want. Think about something that you want to do. Think about something you can't do. Probably you can relate it back to money in some form or fashion. It is not the most important thing, but just think if you had the money enough for you and that you could actually be generous and give to other places, give to other organizations, give to other things in need. Money is very important. It's not the most important thing, but it is important. It's kind of up there like air and breathing, right? So let's keep this in mind and let's stop saying money is not important unless you truly believe that. And if you truly believe that, put a note in the comments below and I will tell you where you can send your unimportant money. Number 7, you guys, can you believe we made it to number 7? Number 7 is that I will do it tomorrow. I will do it next month. I will do it next year. Number 7 is procrastination. Putting off what you can do today for tomorrow. Why not start today? Procrastination, you all, is a wealth killer because you're losing time. And time, when it comes to interest and money growing, is on your side. When you lose time, you're losing that interest that you could be making this month, next month, for 12 months. You're not getting that interest made on that. So you got to start at some point in time, either start or stop talking about it. But procrastination is a wealth killer and not a wealth builder. So let's stop procrastinating on starting something tomorrow, starting something next week, next month, next year, and go ahead, make up your mind, make a decision and do it today. It's all about mindset. Sometimes the mindset keeps us from building the wealth that's really meant for us. Things are out there. You see other people gaining wealth, buying things, getting wealthier, leaving things to their children, leaving things to charitable organizations. However, you continue to go to these places and say, well, if I could, I would. I wish I had it because I would give. Well, at some point in time, ask yourself, why don't I have it? Why am I not able to give this year? I said the same thing last year. What am I doing incorrectly that my giving is not up, or whatever I want to do is not up? Let's look at it from that point of view instead of just saying, I'm going to do it next year. I'm going to do it next month. I'm going to do it next week. So procrastination is a wealth killer, and we don't want to continue to procrastinate with that. Those are the 7 myths that will keep you from building wealth. If you see yourself in any of these, think about it. Who told you that? Has it proven out to be true? If what you're doing is working right now, you're building wealth, keep doing it. But if it's not working, maybe try something different. Try something that may work on your behalf and in your favor. So keep those all in mind. Go back to the video if you need to. Hopefully this has been helpful to you today, and I will see you in the next video.